So if you've been trying to heal your emotional eating for months or maybe even years, and you still feel stuck and nothing seems to stick, this might be the reason why. And it's probably not what you think. It's not that you're not trying hard enough, you don't have enough discipline or willpower. It's not that you don't know enough about nutrition. The reason might be that you're avoiding the thing that would actually create sustainable change for you. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist specializing in emotional eating. So let's dive in. So most women that I work with have tried so many things before they actually start working with me. They've tried the diets, cutting out sugar, personal trainer, they've gone to talk therapy, they've done somatic work, they have done psychedelics, done the mindset work, they've tried to have more control around food. And every time they do these different things, there's this hope, like finally, I'll heal this emotional eating. But eventually their emotional eating comes back. And it's not that these women aren't intelligent and motivated, it's because they're trying to solve a problem at the root with surface level solutions. So here's what I've noticed. Most women genuinely want to heal their emotional eating, but they don't necessarily want to feel the memories or go into the root of where this happened, the wounds, the beliefs that's underneath. And that's totally understandable. It can be scary, it can feel really vulnerable, and they might have already, discussed a lot of this in therapy and feel like, why am I going backwards? And so facing these wounds, it's different when you're actually healing it at the root. You have to move through this in an embodied way. You have to look at the old hurts and wounds, emotions, grief, shame, and actually move through them to get to the other side. And our mind is really smart. It knows that doesn't feel good, and it's going to keep distracting us. It's going to say, we need to control food. We need to do another diet. We need to do this. And it's going to keep pulling us away from what's really underneath our emotional eating because it knows there are unresolved emotions there. And so it'll pull you away and say, you need to try harder. You need more willpower. You need to be more disciplined, because focusing on food feels safer than looking at what's underneath this pattern. And that's how you've learned to cope. You've learned to use food as a band-aid to help you feel okay, so you didn't have to feel the discomfort and distress underneath. And now your mind is really great at distracting you with those solutions. And so the hard truth is women stay stuck in the cycle of going for the quick fixes because it feels like, oh, this will finally be the thing. They feel excited. Their mind is like, yes, because it's familiar. And they don't remember that every time they try the diet or they try this other thing, that the motivation wears off. Eventually they're back in the cycle. Eventually they're emotionally eating. They just think, I need to find a better plan. And so the irony is that your mind is distracting you with these different diets to help you avoid the discomfort you're feeling. And emotional eating takes the same place. It's helping you avoid the discomfort. So all of these are coping mechanisms because you're circling around the root of what's actually driving this. And it keeps you suffering over time. So you keep circling around the root without ever touching it. At some point, healing requires a willingness to ask, what is this behavior protecting me from? What's really under my emotional eating? Am I ready to do the deeper work? What am I afraid will happen if I stop using food this way? What are the beliefs or wounds keeping this pattern alive? And this is where the real transformation can start. When you start asking these questions, when you want to know the answers, and you have a willingness to do the deeper work. It's not about controlling food better. That is on the surface. It's distracting you. But it's in clearing what food has been helping you manage, the discomfort, the distress, uncomfortable emotions. It's going to be unique to you, what's under the surface. And so if you've been stuck in this cycle, I just want you to know you don't need another quick fix. You need to get to the root. You need to have the courage to start looking at what's creating this pattern. Because when you have that courage and you start looking in the right direction, you can heal your emotional eating sustainably. I've helped many clients do this, and I did this for myself. There are so many things trying to pull us away from what's actually under the surface, because all we see is our pattern with food. So we think that's all there is. But it goes so much deeper than this. And this is what I help women with inside of the Emotional Eating Evolution program. Inside of the program, there's a step-by-step process with weekly sessions, one-to-one sessions with me, and the deeper tools to actually shift your emotional eating. We are looking at the root causes to your emotional eating so that you can shift it and heal this pattern at the root and stop circling around what you think it might be, to stop distracting yourself. And I don't know about you, but I didn't want to keep being in the cycle of emotional eating forever. I wanted to resolve it because it was so painful to keep going to food. It not only impacted me mentally, but physically, emotionally, all of the things. And I didn't want that. And so if you are ready to look at your emotional eating and heal it from the root, I'd love to invite you to find out more about the Emotional Eating Evolution Program. And so if you're someone who really wants to get to the root of their emotional eating, they want to heal this, they want to actually do the deeper work, then I invite you to find out more about the Emotional Eating Evolution Program. And as a next step, you can book in an emotional eating clarity call with me if you are ready to be supported in this journey. If you have any questions about what I've shared today, please let me know. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to sharing more with you, and I hope you have a great day.